Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I want to share with you guys another Invicta watch, and this one is for the 25 days of Invicta, and this one is one of my most favorite Invicta movements or Ronda movements that they use in the Invicta watches. And this one here is powered by the 5040F Master Calendar. It is the sickest movement that I've ever seen in a quartz watch. I absolutely love it. It's got a lot going on. I think you guys are really going to appreciate it when I show it to you. And this one is done in your original Venom watch. As you can see, done with that royal blue and yellow tone gold. Some of those same colors on the face. It really is a beautiful looking movement, which really makes for a beautiful looking face. I love the fact that you have on the complications wheels instead of actual needles, or hands actually. It's a beautiful movement. I have this movement in my Venom Hybrid. It's beautiful, and I love whenever they put this movement in one of the Invicta watches. I wish they would put this movement in a Grand Arsenal or a Sea Hunter. I've yet to see it in one of those watches, but maybe at a later date. Who knows? So basically, what you have here, and I'll try to stay still here so you guys can see. Those top two wheels are actually your day of the week and day of the month. And then when you look at the hands of the watch, you'll see that blue one with that yellow pointer on the top, that yellow arrow. That's actually your day of the month. And so to set those, what you basically do is grab something like, I have some real thin needle nose tweezers here. You have on the sides of the case these little buttons right here. We'll call them just function pushers basically. And all you do is basically just press, and I'll show you guys here, hopefully you can see. You press that function pusher in with something. It can be a needle or a pin, whatever. As you press that, if I can line it up here correctly. Whoops. As you press that, the proper angle here. Sorry, it's really hard to film and do this at the same time here. So when you press that, hopefully you guys can see that upper wheel is actually turning, and that's setting your, in this case, the day of the week. Same thing when you go to the opposite one, you get the day of the month, or the month actually. At the month, I know you guys always complain about my light, and I get it. I mean, I got the lamps on, but that's gonna be your month, of course. So day of the week, your month, and then that outer ring here, and you can see, hopefully you can see, there's actually numbers all the way up to 31 going around the actual dial, and that's what this hand is going to point to with the yellow arrow tip on there. And you do the same thing with the other function pusher. I believe it's on the opposite side here. Where is it? That's one of these. Anyway, you get the idea. Basically just press those and you change all those different wheels. It's a great easy way to set all those different dials. And then of course setting the time is just like any other watch. You pull the crown to the number 2 position, or on this actually it really is only one, so it'll be number 1 position, but it feels like number 2 based on where it's located. But you basically pops out and you set the time, and then of course if you want to activate the chronograph, basically you press the top button and you'll see that 1/10 of a second wheel will start to spin. Hopefully you can see that. That will stop once you hit the 30-second mark with the large hand, and then it'll become 1/10 of a second. To stop it, you just, or pause it, you just press the button again, and then to reset the chronograph, you press the lower function pusher, and it resets everything back to 0. Awesome movement. I love any time that a movement uses wheels as opposed to needles, and this has got just a great combination, a lot going on with this face. It's a very complicated design, and I just absolutely love it. So guys, if you don't have a Master Calendar, you got to get your hands on one. You guys are going to love it. So let's talk a little bit more about the watch. It's your classic Venom watch. This is the original watch that got me into Invicta, although mine was on a bracelet and all stainless steel. I had my eye on it for a long time, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. And when I got it, I was so blown away with the quality and the size and the look that really sparked it for me. So this is what the original Venom looks like. Again, screw down crown, screw down function pushers, Master Calendar in this one, although you can get the Venom with several different variations. My original Venom, the 2 Venoms that I have in the original style, I'm talking not Generation 2 or hybrids, they actually have different movements. Then of course my Venom Hybrid has the Master Calendar. So you're gonna find a lot of different movements. Some come with the Salida automatic, others come with I believe they make it in a Seiko NH35. Just kind of depends. I like, the one thing I like about Invicta, or one of the things I like about Invicta, is that they're always putting different movements in their watches, giving it different price points for different people. Again, done on the royal blue poly strap, or polyurethane. One knucklehead was like, "Do you mean rubber?" No, it's polyurethane. It's different than rubber. It's more pliable. It's it's more durable and it's a lot softer than rubber, and it outlasts rubber by quite a bit. I've had a couple rubber bands before and I was not too happy with it. So again, you have your screw down case back, pretty classic to all the Venom watches, and that's really about it. This is a beautiful watch. Size on this here, 52 millimeters on case diameter, 22 millimeters in case thickness. It's one of the thicker watches that Invicta makes. Again, if you haven't got a Venom in your collection yet and you've been watching my videos, you gotta get one. Even if it's generation 2, I mean, they're all nice, but this is the iconic Invicta watch. This is one of the first reserve watches Invicta came out with. I absolutely love the Venom and I always will. And 3,300 feet of water resistance. It's one of the deepest watches that Invicta makes, which is 100 ATM or 1,000 meters. 9 3/4 inches in band length, 26 millimeters in band width, and flame fusion crystal. And that's about it. Country of origin for the movement, Switzerland, of course. A lot of the movements, most of them are either Swiss parts or made in Switzerland. It doesn't mean a lot of times that they're actually made in Switzerland, but they can hold the Swiss-made title or Swiss-made classification just based on certain parts either being constructed there or assembled there. So there's a lot of different there's a lot of different Swiss movements out there. And really, in my opinion, being Swiss-made nowadays is more of a, I would consider it more of a label than it is, doesn't really mean anything anymore. There was a time where if a watch was Swiss made, you knew you were getting something of extremely high quality. Nowadays, not saying that this is not high quality, but what I'm saying is that when you see a watch that says Swiss made, just because one says Japanese made doesn't mean it's not superior to the Swiss-made watch and vice versa. So remember, guys, you buy what you like. I give you guys my honest opinion on what I like, what I enjoy wearing, and my luck with these watches holding up. And a lot of guys, when they come out and bash the Invicta brand, whether it be a Rolex snob or just some other idiot on the internet, a lot of them never even own the watch, and they just talk about what they've, they don't own Rolex, they don't own any of the high-end stuff, they just really are fans of those brands, and maybe one day they might have one or they want one, but until they do, it's like everything else is garbage. And let me tell you, the Invicta watches are absolutely fantastic for what you're paying. The quality, the detail, the finish, I mean, they're absolutely amazing. And if you take the risk, if you're thinking like, oh, I don't want to risk it, and you do take the risk, guys who buy these know what they're all about. But if you're like on the fence and you're like, gosh, I don't know, and I get the comments from you guys, and I try to tell you, listen, I have a lot of these watches in my collection, and my Venom watch that I have, the battery is dead, but it lasted about 5 years, and those watches that I have, that Venom watch is about 7 years old, and the watch still works, although the battery's dead, so I know you're like, oh, how do you know it works? But it worked right up till the battery died, and when I put a new battery in it, it'll work just fine. Everything's in place, nothing's fallen off. It's a beautiful watch. Invicta makes a great product, and their entry-level stuff is nice, if you want to go ahead and get into, their 100 and under watches. The Pro Diver is amazing I've seen it for like automatic right now for like $69, which is unbelievable when you look at that watch. That watch can hang with watches 4, 5, 6 times as much. It really is amazing. When you're looking at anything under $1,000, there's really, it's very sad to me that a $69 Invicta can hold its own with a $1,000 watch and fit and finish. It really is amazing. But you're always got people's opinions out there. I'll tell you why it doesn't. But I've done a few videos. Check out my Rolex review video where I reference a guy who did a comparison of 6 Rolex homage watches. Pro Diver is one of them, and he really had nothing negative to say about it other than I questioned, how long will it last? I had the Seiko movement, and who knows? Who knows how long anything will last? I've heard stories from guys all the time. I had my Rolex, had to have it serviced. One guy says Rolex fell apart, brand new, underwater. It was under warranty, got a new one. But these things happen. You can have good and bad luck with anything. But I tell you, for what you're buying, for the price you're paying for Invicta, for watches in that price point, now, again, if you're not, this isn't your style, this isn't your watch, but if you want to talk quality, they really give you an exceptional product for the money. It really is amazing. So let's talk about the price in this one here. You're looking at right now through Bulldog Enterprise. These watches are on loan from him for me to share with you guys my series, and I'll be getting more watches from him to share at a later date. And part of our agreement is that I link you to his store. There will be a link in the description if you want to check out high-resolution pictures of the movement of the entire watch. Again, I've said in every video I've done with watches on loan from Bulldog that his pictures are amazing. I mean, you're not going to find anybody else on eBay, anybody else really on the internet. Well, I shouldn't just go that far and overgeneralize, but he's got one of the best sets of pictures on these watches of anybody, definitely on eBay, and definitely one of the best on the internet, if not the best. Really takes pride in these photographs. Only negative thing I have to say, sometimes the pictures that he takes, they do have some of the wrapping on them, but I ripped the wrapping off to show you guys what it actually looks like with all that stuff off it. And I think it gives you a good indication of what you're looking at. So let's take a couple more close-ups of the watch here. And see the back there, mirror polish in the center with the satin finish around the edges. It is a screw down case back for that 3,300 feet of water resistance. And one guy asked me the other day, you know, which Invictas are ISO certified. I don't believe any Invictas are ISO certified. And really that, I mean, nowadays, just because a watch is not ISO certified, doesn't mean you're not going to get amazing water resistance and get an amazing product. So some guys, you know, if you're a diver and you absolutely, you know, use that as a tool watch, then maybe that's something of important to you. I'm not a diver. I wear things as an accessory, and I love this brand and I love this product. So definitely check this out. Click the link in the description. Check out those pictures and let me know what you guys think. Let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist. This one can be had right now for $388.99, shipped to your door. There are 2 available, so jump on it if you like it. So this is what it looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. I weigh about 179 pounds. I have a 7-inch wrist, and I'm about 5'7.5". Actually, this one, let me size a little tighter because this one here, it's a big, heavy watch. Close to a pound on this one as well. Mind you, it's got the poly band, so it's a little bit lighter than your bracelet version, but just a stunning looking timepiece. Again, that's on a 7-inch wrist, folks. You see that bezel? I mean, again, I like to demonstrate that on a lot of these videos. No play in that bezel. Nice and smooth action on that bezel. For those of you who need to hear that, there you go. Just an exquisite timepiece. Venom, again, is one of the first reserve pieces that I think Invicta ever came out with. And if you know, like I said in the past, if you guys are, you know, if you go buying a, you know, some of the Invictas, I'm not saying the Pro Diver because that's a really exceptional watch, but Invicta does make some entry-level stuff that is, you know, if you were to pick it up and say, you know, ask, you know, and say, oh, how much this costs? And the guy were to tell you $300, and yeah, you would not be impressed. But a watch like this, $388, it's an amazing value for a Venom watch, especially with a master calendar. And you know, when you go comparing watches, go to the mall, look at what $300 gets you. Invicta will blow every other brand out of the water with quality and styling, fit and finish. They really are. They really are an exceptional brand. It's funny, anytime I see a guy wearing a Diesel watch, and you know, like I said, Diesel was my go-to for a long time, but I say, man, have you heard of Invicta? And I love when they're like, no, I haven't, because they usually admire my watch. I'm like, you gotta check it out, man. I mean, I take it off, I let them hold it, and when you hold this watch for the price point that you pay, in most cases, a better value than Diesel, or same price as Diesel, but much better value. They're blown away with what the watch feels like. You really can feel the quality difference. It just really is amazing. Like when you pick up a Diesel watch, although they're cool to look at, they have some pretty neat models. They're very, very lightweight, and they're, you know, there's not much going on with them. I think they're cool looking. They're big if you like that look too. You know, if you like Invicta, you're gonna like Diesel because they are big. And I still wear mine from time to time, but for what you pay for the Diesel watches, you really are not even getting close to the quality that you're gonna get on an Invicta. Not saying don't get one, but I'm definitely saying that if you have a Diesel watch and you're like, hey, I'm thinking about buying another Diesel or a Nixon, scratch that idea, get yourself an Invicta. You will not be disappointed. Alright guys, let me know what you think about this watch. Let me know if you want to go ahead and make a purchase. Let me know if you do. If you guys do use my link in the description on any of my videos, it does help to support the channel. I do appreciate that. If you like the content, which I hope you do, please go ahead and click the subscribe button and click the bell so you're notified anytime I upload a new video. That's the only way you're going to know if I upload a new video or if I'm going to premiere a video. A lot of times I've been doing the premieres, which gives you guys a notification that, hey, on this particular time, this date, there's going to be this video being shown. It gives you kind of time to get situated, whether that be like maybe you're at home chilling or you're at work and you're coming on a lunch break and you know what's going to happen. So it gives you time to actually watch the video live with other people for the first time, and you can use the super super chat and comment and talk amongst yourselves and share your knowledge of Invicta. And I love seeing that stuff. I love when I can get on there and be part of that conversation. Although a lot of times when I upload these videos, I am at work. I generally will record after work, upload overnight, get to work, and then the next day when I'm off, I will go ahead and upload the keywords, the titles, and then do the premiere. So it usually takes a couple days for me to get a video up, and I don't even edit. So I like to keep these videos very uncut and raw. I think that it's more realistic. You know, I'm not some huge company that's trying to sell you a brand. I'm giving you my experience with the brand and telling you guys that I love it and sharing it with you guys. And if you want to make a purchase, do it through my link. I do appreciate it. Stay tuned for my new channel, 21 Jewels, a watch only series. That'll be releasing content probably after Christmas, but stay tuned for that. Jump on over that and subscribe. As always, guys, thanks for the support, and you guys have a wonderful day. Take care.